Hi guys and welcome back to the channel, a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. This is crazy. I just got home from work, I just had some food, sat down, watched the film, and then boom, we've got 6-star champions coming into Marvel Contest of Champions. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Completely, like, where has this come from? You know, what does it mean for everything? And this video, I've made a few notes, obviously, while watching the film. I was like, damn, I've got to release something, and we're going to do it. We're going to cover all these points in a very kind of bullet point way. I kind of talk about what impact this will have on Marvel Contest of Champions, and what are we going to expect with regards to our grind times and other stuff. Let's just get into it. Right, so what I've done is I've gone over to the forum because we can read it a little bit better rather than on the small screen with regards to the iPhone. Obviously, my first thoughts on this is like, this seems like a logical progression when it comes to the evolution of the tiering system or classing system or starage system, whatever you want to call it. It's just a system of going from tier 1 to tier 10, let's say. And if that's a kind of a scheme of things, like we're going from 1 stars right there through to 10 stars in whatever year, if the game lasts that long, hopefully it does, we'll have some kind of really padded out and kind of extensive game to play. And obviously it's taken not that long for 5 stars to be so prominent, as well as reaching like huge signature levels. Will this be huge signature levels when it comes to 6 stars? Then that's something that we still yet to see or get any information about. It's still very kind of early days. But obviously the main focus thing and what I've highlighted is that dedicated players, or the people that have played the game for a long time, who have built up a strong 4-star roster, which then with shards and kind of building themselves through the game and kind of catapulting themselves around content like the Legends, it means that they are pushing the boundaries of what 5 stars will kind of accomplish within the game. So therefore, more challenging content of higher level needs to be produced, and obviously you'll need to increase the starage when it comes to that. I don't think that Kabam have an idea that rank 5 stars are really going to cut the mustard with what they're going to line up. And one of my early thoughts when it comes to seeing this is that, well, what are we going to do with regards to our arenas? Like, the further that Kabam go with regards to the future of going like 1 stars to theoretically 10 stars, let's say, that they could go up to that far. What is the extent of arenas going to be? Are we going to have loads of arenas? Are you going to be able to have a single arena screen and you're able to pick and choose which one you want to go into? I think these are some things that Kabam need to kind of give a real thought to, because, you know, you can just imagine clicking that arena button and just going like, right, okay, right, yeah, eventually get in there. So something with regards to an easy working screen with regards to accessibility would need to be improved going forward. Kabam do state we'll be adding a new arena for 6 stars once they are playable, and you'll slowly start to face off against them in game content. Obviously by game content, maybe this is something we're going to see in Act 5 Chapter 4 as opposed to 3. Why? I just don't think they've got the fine tuning, but still, if we see it in Act 5 Chapter 3, that would be interesting to say the least. Obviously the content like Act 5, when we get 6 stars, it'll probably make things a lot more easier to play. But obviously, like I said, Kabam are probably cooking up something that's going to make this whole process of going through content like Labyrinth of Legends and Act 5 completely, well, a lot easier. I wouldn't say completely ridiculously easy, but maybe easier than it is currently. Kabam state that 6 stars have a new feature that is entirely unique, and we'll go over this in a moment. But the main thing from this section is that things are become more available rank up materials wise in the future. So that's really important for us, because, you know, we need more resource to kind of get things through the game. We need more tier 4 basics. They need to be in more of a easier to get, and I'm really thinking that the uncollected calendar, which is a 14-day calendar, should really have an uncollected calendar that's devoted to stuff that's more readily available for materials. So we're getting more tier 4 basics, more tier 4 class catalyst crystals, easier to get than it is at the moment. A lot of people will say, well, it is easier to get. Well, yes, but if you're adding in another storage system, then you need to get resource a lot more quicker. The same thing would apply that if we have a tier 4 basic arena, then really rather than getting 1, you should get 2. And likewise, when it comes to the tier 5 side of things, maybe they should do a tier 5 basic arena. I know that it does mean that we can, it's only like 2 to get a 5-star up higher to that rank 5, or kind of the usage of them is going to be quite higher, but then we need them for 6-star. So therefore, again, it applies that maybe we should have a tier 5 basic arena in the future. Going down to the release side of things, Kabam state you'll all have your first chance to see 6 stars in action in mid to late fall, where you will face off against them in some of our new quest content first. This will probably be Act 5 Chapter 3 as opposed to Chapter 4. And when it comes to, say, event quests, now obviously if we have 6 stars, 6 stars are kind of really push things with regards to boundaries of like Legends runs. So then would it be more advisable for Kabam to make a new event quest, like, I don't know, Insane or Insanity, or maybe do something like, call it like Excelsior, you know, shout out to Stanley there, an Excelsior kind of thing that's below Master, that's a little bit more harder, a little bit more complicated, but at the same time can be, you know, the rewards can be greater from that. Now obviously we don't get such a sufficient heads up with stuff that's going on in Kabam, do mention this. But one thing they do say is that we also got some exciting new 5-star initiatives and deals coming up. Now this is something that I am incredibly worried about, largely because of the pricing scheme. Now I don't want, this means that pricing for 5-star things then theoretically have to go down based on depreciation of having a higher starage system in place. But will Kabam do that is the question. Like, I would expect that pricing for stuff with regards to 5-star shards should be reduced. So unit deals should be reduced. Anytime there's something in the unit store, you should see a reduction on stuff. So say for some reason that you get at the point of buying a £44, whatever it is in all of your country's denominations, deal, that you get a 5-star crystal, or you get, I don't know, 5,000 shards, or 15,000 shards, and that, or a featured crystal of some kind. Basically, it's all about pricing schemes. Now, Kabam would say that, with their logic of pricing, that you would put that at about the £99 or 100, over $100, whatever it is in your denomination. So that's all about, again, this kind of pricing system needs to kind of be reduced quite a bit in order to make it a lot more fairer to the player in order to get. We've also got some exciting new 5-star initiatives and deals coming up. I hope that that means that they are tuning things, because the problem is we will go back to the state of affairs when 5 stars were put in, that the pricing schemes with regards to 6 stars will be as well, ridiculous as they are currently if we would say to get a 5-star. And I can imagine that's how things have really progressed with them. Hopefully that changes in the future. And obviously the same arrangements are with 5 stars as they will be with 6 stars, in that when you dupe a 5-star, you get 275 6-star shards, and it reaches to a 10,000 shard 6-star hero crystal. So that will be the same principle as it with 5 stars. But the main thing, and you will have to all remember this, is do not spend any of your 5-star shards now. Don't spend, don't spin, don't open. Why? Because it only goes live, any 5-star champion that are duped from the August the 30th onwards will receive 6-star shards as a result. Do not use them now, right? Don't moan that you have used them, right? At this point, if you've seen this video, do not open a 5-star until the August the 30th, because that is the point where you can get 6-star shards. Otherwise, opening them now, you're not going to get those 6-star shards, and you'll probably just kick yourselves and moan to Kabam. So I've told you, do it. This note here is particularly intriguing in that it says for the immediate future, this will be the only way to obtain 6 stars. And it is a big bugbear that I have with regards to, and I have confronted Kabam on this. I said, Kabam, you know, will you do a 5-star arena? Because obviously that's logic, isn't it? To do a 5-star arena and then have 6-star shards as with regards to the prize. And the answer is no, not at the moment. So that is a bit disappointing that you can't earn 6-star shards through any other means. Hopefully that does change in time, but I doubt it will change until next year. You know, it's a good money making scheme in that, you know, you buy deals that have 6-star shards kind of attached to them, and that's the only other way to get 6-star shards. So hopefully we get an arena where you can get the 6-star shards. Now, Kabam have stated that you cannot use 6 stars in featured hero arenas. This is good But also at the same time, I think we need more clarification on the extent of arenas. As I said in the early point of the video, if you increase the starage system, then obviously you increase the arena system. So there must be more arenas. So that a 5-star featured arena and a 5-star basic arena then should follow suit. And I doubt that Kabam are going to do that anytime soon. But it is something that I believe in and should go into it. The more arenas we get, the way it dilutes the scores that are put in. So people's agendas are split out, and obviously a lot of people will disagree with me, but hang with me on this one. So if you've got a 5-star arena, then basically you'll be able to use your 4 and 5s in said arena, and obviously later point you'll be able to use 6s in. At the moment we've got 4-star featured that are able to use 4s and 5s. Now, if you separate that out in with regards to people's agendas and what they want to do, it means that there's more arenas and then more people are kind of going into different ones. So you're not going to find somebody using 4s and 5s in the 5-star arena, so getting a 5-star champion theoretically, and then in the 4-star featured arena. If you get my drift. So there's 2 arenas going on, rather than, someone's agenda will be like, I want to put points into this one because I want to get the 5-star, so then it shifts people over. So that means that 4-star kind of cutoffs, and that's the main thing that we're getting into here, cutoffs go down, and that is what we need with regards to like point scoring. It needs to go down. So hopefully that does happen in time, but I think that Kabam still don't really know what they're doing with regards to arenas, but it needs to happen. Now in this information we do see a statement which is just said, you have seen a slight increase in the amount of shards given as rewards in event quests. 5-star shards have already started to show up in the login calendars rewards. So that's important because yes, this is adding more to what we're getting. It does seem fairly logical they would do that, the same with any kind of storage progression. But at the same time, more needs to be done with that. And we have talked about the idea of potentially an uncollected calendar. And there is a 14-day one, but it's applicable to kind of stars and kind of champions that you win, as opposed to stuff with regards to, say, rank ups that are going to be more important to players as they progress on with the game. And especially if you're at a higher level within the game. And obviously Kabam have then followed this up by saying we'll be increasing the availability of 4-star champions, meaning it will become even easier to earn 5-star shards in duping 4-stars. Yeah, the daily uncollected crystal has been great for that, and we have seen a lot of people picking up those 4-stars. And if they're going to put something more into the calendar, yeah, okay, that is good. But the other thing, and I think we have to remember, is that the amount of time that people grind with regards to getting 4-stars, because they are the biggest branching, they branch over to get those 5-stars, is a bit disappointing. Because if you think about the amount of, say, money, time and effort that goes into things like arena, purchasing, and then other things within the game and content done, you kind of go, oh, right, well, now it means I have to focus my attention on 5-stars, and it's like, well, did it in the lower levels now get 4-stars more easier? And you kind of think about, well, that's not really fair, or is it fair? This is another kind of argument I think the community needs to kind of go like, well, do I feel disheartened that other people that are lower than me getting it easier? Or am I happy that they're going to then kind of help me out to branch into a new scheme of things with regards to 6-stars in the future? These are incredibly difficult fairness and unfairness kind of arguments that we need to have, but I think for the time being, let's just go, hey, we got some more 4-stars, that means more 5-star dupes and more 5-star shards, yay. And ending this point about accessibility on 5-star champions and kind of 4-star duping, at this point here, we will continue to look at more ways to increase how players obtain both 4 and 5-star champions as part of this natural progression. My biggest suggestion to Kabam is increase the luck when it comes to Prem crystals churning out 4-stars. That's one thing that is a big bugbear at the moment for me, and a lot of other players. A lot of players aren't getting well, we will call it luck, but it's like a it's a rate, like ratio of winning 4-stars, whatever you want to call it. It's basically luck, and if you increase that luck from prems, then it would be a lot better. I've got 40 prems ready to go. If I open them and it's like a 40-1, that's still pretty crap, to be honest. Likewise I've seen people do 100 and only get, 1 4-star from it. And you just then ask the question like, well, if that's the case, then just kind of adjust the luck meter a bit so that people are getting stuff even from the Grandmaster Crystal, which is a crystal that is out of the 14 days, and you will have the option to kind of like get one of those, and it's like usually bought at 200 units, and the chances then of getting a a 3, 4, and 5 star. It's like in lower rate with regards to getting a 5 star, mid rate with regards to pulling a 4 star, and then a very common rate with regards to pulling the 3 star. Without going too much details into it, and we'll cover that in another video, but that's something that you just go, right, well, just increase the luck, Kabam, and then everything will be fine with that. You don't need to do anything else bar doing that. And obviously Kabam know that they need to adjust certain things. That's why we've got the uncollected daily crystals, so we are to a degree increasing those rank up materials, though it isn't fully formed stuff. It is in the case of lever fragments, which is okay, I guess, but you will need a lot more when it comes to doing stuff with regards to 6 stars, and also getting those tier 5 basics and the stuff that's required with them. Obviously it takes 4 of the class catalysts to then get up to rank 4, so it's like, well, how many more are we then going to need when it comes to, obviously, well, it is similar going to the next rank, but you then ask the question, like, how easier is it for us to get it depending on what standing you are in the game? Do you need to be in the higher alliance in order to get the best stuff? You know, are you in the lower alliances and then kind of going like, okay, we do need to work for this, but there's so much of a big gap. It's very hard to kind of gauge that from different people's opinions. Some people will feel very salty, but at the same time people will still feel very vindicated and very happy about the situation. And Kabam do address this by saying that the rank up materials for 5-star champions will also be more easily be obtained. So, and then talking about alliance quests, so hopefully, and as well they're talking about the glory store, so hopefully there is a big push, like maybe the increased amount of glory in, there's more things available, you can specify what you buy. That would be pretty amazing. So I've been screwed over with Mystic tier 4 class catalyst, so you know, I would like to purchase tier 4 class catalyst just like that. Oh yeah, I want that one, I want that one, and I want that one. That would be pretty cool. Kabam, do it. Be brilliant. I strongly suggest everyone going to the description and clicking the link for this, because there is a frequently asked questions kind of section which is pretty important, and I'll cover a few things with regards to things that I saw which I found incredibly important. All the other stuff we've loosely covered in this video so far, and some of the other stuff is a bit more technical. So the first thing is that Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars. Obviously this will need to be tailored and changed to kind of match this. If you're having star 6 or 6 stars even, they will need to be adjusted, or it's the case that it really pushes different tiering systems in the Alliance Wars, because like imagine a doesn't matter if you're facing, if you're like a boss ass kind of alliance and you're going against a lower alliance, and you've all got 6 stars and they've only just got 5 stars, or they've got 5 stars, and you're just motoring through, especially with regards to what those 6 stars get with regards to micro abilities, which we'll talk about in a moment. It would be very, very sad to see a misbalance there. That's not particularly fair. Now on to the best bit, which is they get a special micro ability, and this is called Adrenaline. Now, similar to the 5 stars in the fact that they had that kind of mini game at the end with regards to the L3, these guys have Adrenaline, and it says this will activate after a 6 star has been struck by an enemy and gives a player a chance to hit their opponent back in order to re-obtain some of the health they have lost. We'll have more specific details regarding this exciting new mechanic much closer to release, which is cool, and it's like I had to kind of write a few kind of notes on this one, because I'm like, if you're going against Alliance Quest and you've got stuff like Heal Block, does Heal Block negate this, or is Heal Block still going to be a big factor in this? Likewise, theoretically, you've got a magic ability. This does not kind of like bullshit around here. It's like, will that be then technically stackable with stuff with regards to magic and limbo? I don't know. Again, they do say that they're going to explain this a bit more. Hopefully they do, because yeah, it's like, imagine that. Like, imagine Heal Block, and Heal Block will then put certain characters into a more usable tier. Like, you could put Vision, for example, Vision with regards to Heal Block, like Age of Ultron Vision, and putting that against a champion. It's like he can now sort of heal, and also he can power steal, and he can Heal Block. It's just like that will make certain champions a lot more interesting when it comes to being 6-star, which I'm really going to have to learn to say, because I mean, obviously this is going to be a thing, so I'm going to have to learn to say it a bit more. It's exciting, but a little scary for certain champions, because they're going to be a little bit more kind of OP-ish, especially because it's like this activates when you're struck by an enemy. So it's not like a case you can just go like, oh, it's at the end of the battle. It's like, or the end of the L3, and you can come back from it. It's same, actually, kind of thinking about it, it's like Logan. It's like if you've seen Logan, he kind of injects himself with a like serum. It's like a berserker mode, really. It's like a super healing berserker mode type thing. So that's yeah, I would say interesting. We'll wait for the specifics of that in future forum posts. And obviously, the big emphasis is that it's all for kind of higher players, which is good. You know, I've been playing the game for 2 years and 6 months. So that's a long ass time. That's nearly half the time I've been with my girlfriend. Though I think she would appreciate me not playing the game anymore, but still, hey, YouTube beckons, so we have to do what we have to do. And the main factor is that, yes, the kind of the players that are high grinders, they've can put the time effort into it, that have been playing a long time, are going to get finally kind of rewarded for this. But at the same time, it doesn't kind of push this kind of gap too far with regards to the very top people and the very lower people. Likewise, when it comes to things with regards to the resources to kind of increase your 5 and 6 stars, things are going to change with that, which is good. But at the same time, my whole kind of big thought on 6 stars is probably the same thing I had when 5 stars were released. Some things have changed with that and some things have not. My biggest kind of bugbear and criticism is that pricing scheme needs to be adjusted accordingly, and I hope that it is sorted, and I hope it's not as big a kind of moneymaker as 5 stars were, because if we do this kind of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's just going to put this just stupidly out of the park with regards to affordability within the game. And obviously I'm not against buying in the game, but I'm not kind of not against buying in the game. I think that it's important to kind of put a little bit back, you know, pay a little bit, but at the same time, you know, the content's got to be good, things have got to be, you know, smooth running, and we've still got a big problem with Android usage, which is causing a lot of issues for the poor guys that play Android. That's one big thing. The next thing is Arena. Now they need to sort that out. We need more arenas in order to kind of spare out people and kind of spread out even the and dilute the amount of points, so we're kind of putting in equal amounts into everything, or kind of setting out people's agendas, so they're going into 5-star arenas where you can get a 5-star out of the end of it. So that's something that will need to be done in the future, as well as giving out more things like tier 4 class catalyst, maybe making the rewards better in Alliance Quest. And they do say they're loosely going to do that. Glory Store needs to be improved quite dramatically if we are going to push to 6 stars. That's another thing. But it's all very exciting, and hey, roll on the next few months, because it is going to be pretty darn insane. So thank you very much for watching this video all about 6 stars. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and remember to subscribe and keep subscribing for Marvel Contest of Champions based content, especially when we get these 6 stars in. And yeah, if you want to follow me on social media, link is in the description below, and don't forget to keep notifications on for MCOC news. Obviously we're going to cover this as things kind of progress through. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.